Hey lovelies, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's time for a tiny cottage. I've been having so much fun with the Sims 4 cottage living. I really like the pond tool and I figured it was time to build another cottage, but this time it's a much smaller one. And you can see that I started by building this room down here. So you can simply build a room, select it, and when you click on the arrow, you can move it down into the ground, and then you can just flatten the terrain. That's what I did. I then used the pond tool to fill in the hole with water, and I then build a platform down inside the water. And the cool thing is, as long as the water isn't too deep, your Sims will be able to traverse. They can actually walk on the platform even though it's submerged in water, but as soon as it's too deep, it's not working anymore. So you should make sure that it's not too deep. I think it just looks awesome. I'm also planning to work on an underwater build. Actually, this was my plan before I started to build this, but then, I don't know, just started to work on a tiny cottage. I think that's just how it is sometimes. You just start to build something and it just happens. This is on a small lot. I don't even know the exact size, but the build itself is like really small on the inside. There's one bathroom, one bedroom. It's really compact. You can already tell from the outside here. At first I wanted to build a custom dormer myself, but then I figured it looks weird, like the proportions just weren't right, so I decided to use one of the dormers which came with the pack. I then added the roof decoration that I just love. I at first wasn't sure if the roof decoration would work with this roof because the angle was relatively steep, but I then just decided to size down my roof decoration and it was lining up nicely. So in case this happens to you, just keep that in mind. You can just size down the roof decoration and it should fit even if you have a smaller or quite steep roof. So that's what I did here. I then expanded the roof on this side and the build in general. I used this wood plank, which is supposed to be placed on top of a roof, as I've learned, so it's also just a roof decoration, but I love this object so much. I'm using it for all kinds of different things, for random decorations, as a exterior trim, and no one is gonna stop me. I love this object so much. I love the color. The swatches are wonderful. And this build has quite neutral colors. This time around I wanted to incorporate some darker colors, so I used this brick color, like this red brick. I used it for the stairs on the left side, for the chimney, and also for the house in general. I wanted to combine different colors. And the door in the center, like the front door, is actually a bit too tall for the wall height, but it's still working. I placed a round roof on top and you can't really tell, so it works. And I think it looks so great. I just wanted to use this door. The trick that I use when I use the lowest wall height, but I want to use a tall door, I just place another level at the very top that I don't want to use, and I set the wall height to tall, and then I'm able to select every single door and build by, and that's what I usually do in this case, and that's what I did. So at some point I just built a room at the top and I got rid of it, and this way I could select my door. And I then started to landscape a bit. I once again used the pond tool, and this waterfall is from debug. It's part of island living, so you just have to make sure to activate the bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects sheet, and then you can just find it in debug. You can filter by island living, and it has a very pale blue color in front of a white background, so it's sometimes hard to see. Like, it's one of the debug objects where I get a lot of comments saying, yeah, I can't find it. It's sometimes really hard to see, so I definitely advise to filter by island living and then just look for basically for a white square because you can't really tell that anything is there. It's like super pale blue. And I then placed my waterfall, and I wanted to landscape. I used lots of debug plants. We got so many new debug plants in cottage living. They're very colorful and pretty, and I just used them like pretty randomly. Like, I placed them in different areas. I used a debug rock. Debug rocks are perfect if you want to kind of incorporate the debug waterfall into the landscape, because it has some rough edges. You can see this on the right side, so it's not looking really natural. So you can just use some rocks for this. And then I used some flowers from the Romantic Garden Stuff pack. I wanted this to look very overgrown, very natural, just dreamy, like something out of a fairy tale, because this are the vibes that this pack is giving me in general, and these flowers are just perfect for this. You can just size them up a bit, you can combine different sizes. They come in different swatches, but the white swatch is perfect for this in my opinion. The other swatches are a bit neon, like in general, or the flowers from Romantic Garden Stuff pack. They are so pretty, but I'm not really a fan of these super neon colors in this case, so I really like this swatch. And then I used the wisteria from the new pack. I also sized it up a bit and I placed it on the roof, so I wanted to have like a really good balanced look. Not too many flowers, but at the same time pretty overgrown. I then decided that I would like to have a water wheel down there, so I removed the window, and at some point it's like a moat like going all around the build. In the back there's a bit of water missing, but it kind of looks like a moat from the front. And I then decided to hide this platform by using some rocks, just some regular base game rocks. So this is like fully functional, as I said. Your sim will be able to walk down there. And I then used this beautiful base game lavender just to hide the slopes a bit. It's like really fun to landscape a build like this, because you can just combine different flowers and colors, and most of the time I like to only use like 1 or 2 colors for landscaping when it comes to flowers. But here, for a build like this, a fairy tale build, you can't go wrong by using lots of different colors and flowers. I then built a curved path. I recently did this as well, so there's a tutorial on my channel and I'm going to link it in the description box, so if you want to learn this yourself. But it's really easy. You just combine round foundation pieces and it looks so great. It's one of those tutorials or methods that's like so simple, but it looks stunning, and I feel like for a cute build like this it's perfect. I really like to build these huge mansions, but for a build like this, small and dreamy and cute, a curved path is just perfect. I then started to work on the back a bit. I used the same base game lavender that I've used in the front. The slope was really steep, so I just had to hide it. I always do that. I don't like when the slope is like exposed and you see like this, just like the dirt, the sand. So I really like to hide it. And then I started to work on the floor plan, which literally just meant adding 2 walls. On the left side will be the bathroom, the room, and on the right is the bedroom. And in the center I just built a living room, kitchen, dining room. It's just really small. It's not proper tiny, I know, but it's relatively small. So I have my kitchen from the new pack, of course. I decided to use green. I don't know, I really like all the different swatches, but for some reason I always gravitate towards using green. Here in this case, especially the countertop was a perfect match for the windows and the floor. I just had to use it. So it's like really rustic. It's a really proper tiny home. And someone left a comment recently about building a rustic cottage but then having a really modern interior, and I've been thinking about this. Like, this comment lives rent-free in my mind, and I want to do something like this, but I felt like here the outside was like proper rustic, really dreamy and fairy tale like. I feel like the contrast would be too much, because this looks so dreamy. It doesn't even look like a real house with all the landscaping and the waterfall. But I feel like when you think of these really modern farmhouse conversions, I think that this could really work. Like having a bit of cottage living here and there, but also some modern windows and then a really modern exterior. I think I'm going to work on something like this, because I really like the idea. It's such a great idea, really. I then added a platform on the outside because I wanted to connect everything. Like, we have this area there, and I just realized at this point that your Sims like really have to access this area. I also had to change the position of the door because of how I had to place the bed. Because the room is so small, I had to place the bed there. There was no other option essentially. So it's like really compact. But that's like super cute. I think it could be a nice home, maybe for a granny who enjoys knitting or just any Sim who enjoys this. So this is not like a proper farming build. I didn't incorporate any farming elements. I was really running out of space. This is just a really cute house. It's small, it's compact, and I don't know, you could do lots of different things with this. Maybe just a cute house for a granny. I have no idea. I'm always so excited what you are using my builds for. So if you should download this from the gallery, my D's KateEmerald, please let me know in the comments down below which Sim moved in, what type of life are they leading. I'm always curious. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Here are some screenshots, and now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Brynja Wilcox, Jennifer Lewis, Callan Rennie, Molly, Queen Ewing, Shannon McClam, Talena Lynn, Tamika Mitchell, and Victoria Smoothies. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to all my other Patreons, and thank you to anyone who watches my videos. I equally appreciate all of your support, and I love you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.